On the 1st of November, 2025, US President Donald Trump declared that he had instructed the Pentagon to prepare for possible action in Nigeria if the Nigerian government fails to stop the killing of Christians by extremist groups. He warned that the US would immediately cut all aid and assistance and potentially send troops guns a-blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
Trump also redesignated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, CPC, under US religious freedom laws. Why this matters? Nigeria's importance. Nigeria is Africa's most populous country, with over 230 million people. It is Nigeria's role as a regional power, an oil producer, and a US security partner in West Africa. The country is religiously and regionally divided. The northern states are largely Muslim, while the south is largely Christian. The security challenge. Nigeria faces multiple layers of violence: jihadist insurgency, e.g., Boko Haram and ISWA, communal Ahedafama conflicts, banditry, and ethnic tensions. Some US commentary frames the violence as primarily Christian victims being targeted. Nigerian government and analysts counter that victims are across faiths and regions. Implications for Nigeria's potential division. Given the above, here are some of the ways Trump's warning could influence the risk of Nigeria drifting toward division or fragmentation. 1. Heightened regional and religious tensions. The US emphasis on Christians being killed may deepen fault lines between North and South, Muslim and Christian communities. Nigerians may feel external players are unfairly picking sides, undermining national unity.
Oil revenue is going well, and we have no fear of whatever Trump is doing on the other side. And I've just signed off on a huge mechanization, program that every region we have a mechanized center.
Analysts warn that the narrative of a Christian-only genocide is simplistic and could inflame divisions. 2. Pressure on the federal government. With a massive external actor, the US, threatening action, the federal government in Abuja may feel compelled to adopt stronger security responses or reallocate resources. If the center appears weak, regional actors may take more autonomy. A weakened central authority could embolden calls for secession or greater regional autonomy, e.g., from the South or from northern governors. 3. Foreign military involvement and sovereignty questions. Should the US move toward any military action, even via airstrikes or drones, that would raise questions about Nigerian sovereignty? Some Nigerians may interpret an external intervention as either support for one side or as an infringement on national integrity. That could strengthen regional mistrust, especially in previously restive zones such as the Niger Delta, the Middle Belt, or the Northeast. 4. Aid cuts and economic fallout. If US aid is cut as a result of the CPC designation and threats, this could impact social services, security funding, and economic stability. Regions already feeling neglected might see this as further evidence that the federal government is failing them, fueling separatist narratives. Economic stress often increases regional grievances and can lead to demands for self-determination or resource control. 5. Legitimacy of the national security narrative. The way the violence is framed, as primarily Christian victims, could shift how Nigerians perceive internal conflicts. If large portions of the population feel the narrative doesn't reflect their reality, trust in national institutions may erode. This undermines national identity and cohesion, increasing the risk of fragmentation. What might happen next? The Nigerian government, under Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has already pushed back, saying that the characterization of religious persecution does not reflect our national reality. US military planning and diplomatic pressure may increase. Analysts suggest that even absent full ground troops, there could be airstrikes, special operations, or increased bilateral security cooperation. Domestic political players in Nigeria may leverage this external pressure. Regional governors, ethnic groups, and religious actors may each use the moment to press for more autonomy or resources. If the federal government responds strongly, there is risk of heavy-handed security operations that could alienate communities and drive further fragmentation. Why division becomes a real concern. Nigeria's federal structure already contains strong regional identities: Southwest, Niger Delta, Middle Belt, Northeast, etc. If central legitimacy weakens, due to perceptions of failure, external intervention, or unequal treatment, separatist or autonomy movements can gain traction. External threats and foreign rhetoric can sometimes accelerate internal fractures rather than unify them, especially when they reinforce perception that the federal government is not protecting us. With a history of attempted secession, e.g., the Biafra War in the 1960s, and current agitations, in the South, the Middle Belt and elsewhere, the risk remains latent. Bottom line. President Trump's warning to Nigeria marks a sharp escalation in US rhetoric and introduces a complex mix of religious freedom framing, military threat, and diplomatic leverage. For Nigeria, the implications are profound. How the federal government responds, how internal regional actors react, and how the narrative of the conflict is managed will all shape whether Nigeria remains intact and stable or drifts closer to regional fragmentation.